Hello, Steemits. Hello, YouTube. Crypto G here, just coming at you with another Pixlr video tutorial. I thought I would show you this little effect that I was sort of dreamed up. A lot of the time with the tutorials, I kind of look for what's out there, see if I can do it better, see if I can improve on techniques and find out about basic techniques that people want to learn. This one I just kind of thought of and thought, oh, it'd be cool to have a woman with kind of flaming hair. And this is kind of what I've come up with. I'm probably going to work on this a bit more after the tutorial. However, I thought this was quite a nice dramatic effect that you guys might want to recreate. Okay, so obviously, we're going to start with opening our image, and I'm just going to, you can't see my folder, but I'm just going to open this image again. It's a lovely picture by Brooke Cagle from Unsplash. Let's cover that there. Okie dokie. Right, so the very first thing we're going to do is unlock our background, and we are going to duplicate layer twice. Okay, make sure this is nice and stretched actually, because you are going to use a few layers and skipping from one to the other, so it's good to separate them. Okay, so we're going to call this our base layer. Okay, for now. Then we're going to call this mask 1. Mask 1. Then we're going to call this fill. Okay. I'm going to call this fill. I'm actually going to capitalize that just because I feel like it. Okay, so the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to come down to our base layer. We're going to turn off these just so that we see what we're doing. Go to the lasso. Adjust my mic. Okay, go to the lasso, which is here. Just do it on freehand. Make sure your feather is up to 100 and you have anti-alias. Then I want you to just simply draw around her hair. You don't have to be too accurate here, and you'll see why in a second. Okay, I'm going to do that. Bring you back in a sec. Okay, as you can see, Steemians, you can see that I've just done a very rough cut. It's not accurate at all, but it doesn't need to be because, yeah, you'll see why. So I'm just going to invert my selection. So I'm going to say edit, invert selection. Then oh no, sorry, I'm not. I don't need to invert selection. I'm going to invert it back again. I'm simply going to come edit, cut. And I'm going to cut away her hair. And you can see there it's kind of, found some edges, but like I say, we don't need to be that accurate. Okay, so now we're going to turn back on mask number 1. Yeah. And we're going to actually add a mask. Let's click up to the layer and we're going to say add layer mask. Okay, now I've already got these brushes, but I'm going to just take you through what I want you to do next. So you'll go to your brush tool. I'm going to reset mine. You'll go to more, come down to nature and choose fire and smoke. Once that loads up, just add your brushes. Take a note of their numbers. But yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory if you've just got the basics up there. So 262 through to 564. Try and take a note of the various brushes you use as you use them. I've found that I kind of like 358. Is it 406 as well? Yeah, 406 I love. So I'm going to just take this first brush here, 406, and I'm just going to start painting her hair back in. And yeah, I'll bring you back in once I have done that. Okie dokie, hi Steemians. This is pretty much what I want here. You can see I've just been working with the eraser and the brushes, and you can see here I'll use all different types of the brush. you know, all different parts of the brush to get the effect that I want. But this is roughly what I want here. I'm not too worried about any marks or disappearing bits on the face because we're going to bring that back later. Right, then the second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the fill mask, or my fill layer, and I'm going to add a mask to that as well. There we go. So now that I've added the layer mask, of course, that has masked the layer. And now I'm going to just, where I've made gaps in her hair, I'm going to sort of attempt to, as best as I can, obviously it's not going to be that accurate, as best as I can, that's an eraser, not a brush. What one was it? 370, yeah, that's the same one I want, brush 370. So yeah, as best as I can, I'm going to fill in the gaps. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of go around like this, and I'm going to fill in some gaps, and you can see now I'm starting to layer new hair over the old. The reason why you do it like this in 2 layers is because otherwise you're going to get lots of, because we still want to use this background. You know, if we were putting it on a white background, I'd probably only do 1 layer, you know, but because we want to use this background, we don't want any of these checkered gaps underneath, or we don't want too many of them. We you know, we want a few, but we don't want too many. So I'm just going to do this again, mess around with a couple of brushes, bring you back in a sec. Okie dokie, hi Steamians. There you go. You see, I haven't done too much more on that, but now we've pretty much got what we want. I can go here straight away and start filling in some of this, but I'm not going to go and do that yet. The first thing I'm going to do, I went earlier and I got some, oh, it's not showing there for some reason, Unsplash has, oh, there we go. So I got this earlier, this lovely picture of some fire here. I didn't, to be honest, I didn't spend too much time checking it. Christopher Burns, which I think is quite funny, a man called Burns doing picture about fire. But anyway, I didn't really check too much, and he's got other stuff here, and I was just so excited at getting the effect. I just wanted to get on with it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to say layer, and we're going to say open image as layer, and I'm going to navigate to where I've kept that image in my folders, and there we go, and it's like, it's obviously covering. So what this needs to be is it needs to be down, oops, sorry, needs to be down here at the base, underneath the base layer. And now we're beginning to see the effects come into play. So I'm going to go up to my fill layer, and I'm going to choose a normal brush this time, one of the diffuse, the big diffuse, make sure I'm on my fill, and I'm simply going to just start getting rid of some of this smoke because it's a bit too much. I don't want the effect, I don't want it to seem like, you know, there's a raging forest fire in her hair. Just more of a kind of subtle. I'm kind of going for, I tell you where I got the inspiration is, what's that film called? The Hunger Games. And if you remember Katniss's really cool kind of headpiece that she wears in, is it number 2 she wears that? I can't remember, but anyway, that's the kind of thing that I was thinking about. So as you can see, I'm just kind of shaving away here, especially the smoke, because the smoke for me doesn't really add to the effect. So I'm just going to do this, and I'll get you back in a sec. Okay, hi Steamians, I thought I'd just bring you back at the end here, and you can see I'm just sort of cleaning up the area with just a normal diffuse brush, and sort of working on her face there. I'm not going to go too accurate because obviously I've already done this, and I just want to show you. But essentially what I did was I cleared away some of this black and white smoke. Try to leave some of the white smoke because I think that kind of looks cool. The black one looks a bit hazardous, like, you know, you're expecting the firemen to come and put her out at any second. So, you know, that's basically what I did, and this kind of haze around here I'm kind of getting rid of. And then, you know, and then just kind of just going over and over and trying to get the effect you want. Also, it's I haven't actually tried this yet. I'm just going to try this as I speak, the difference between the Gaussian and the normal blur. So yeah, there you go. You can even put a bit of blur there. That kind of looks nice. I won't do that now because I haven't tested it. Or even just use the blur tool here, making sure we're on the fire layer and just kind of blurring away some of those edges. So yeah, that's basically it. Once you've done that and you've messed around with various brushes and, you know, got the effect you like, you know, you're gonna end up with something along these lines. And so yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So like I said, I'll work on it some more, and I'll get it really nice sort of thumbnail. I even like these little wisps of smoke here, but I don't know if I'll leave them in. But yeah, that gives you an idea of how to get this effect up and running, and, you know, choose your fire image carefully. I might even go and choose some different fire actually, and see if I can get something a bit closer to what I had in mind. So yeah, this has gone on long enough now, this tutorial, so I'm going to end that there, and I will see you for the next one. Crypto G out. Cool.